Hey everyone, we've noticed a lot of you listening haven't subscribed yet, so please take a second to like and subscribe to support Anthony in his journey to help the sandwich generation. Today we're diving into the world of AI and investing, specifically how it can help you make smarter decisions. And this is all based on Anthony's recent conversation with Andrew Einhorn. He was on episode 287 of the About That Wallet podcast. Andrew is the CEO of LevelField. LevelField is a platform that's using AI to, well, as they put it, level the playing field for individual investors.
Interesting. What's really interesting about Andrew is that he didn't start out in finance. He was actually an epidemiologist, and that might seem completely unrelated, but if you think about it, epidemiology is all about analyzing data to understand and predict the spread of diseases. And in a way that's not so different from what LevelField is doing with financial markets, they're using AI to sift through mountains of data, looking for patterns and signals that can help predict how stock prices might move.
Right. Yeah. So it's like using an X-ray to see beneath the surface. Instead of relying on gut feelings or trying to read the tea leaves, you're getting these data-driven insights that can help you make more informed decisions.
Exactly. And what makes LevelField unique is their focus on what's called event-driven investing. Think of it like this. Imagine you know a big storm is about to hit. You can bet that people are going to be rushing out to buy umbrellas.
Right, for sure.
So if you own stock in an umbrella company, you might expect to see a bump in sales and a jump in the stock price.
Okay, that makes sense. So LevelField is basically looking for those kinds of storms in the financial markets, those events that could trigger big shifts in stock prices. But how do they actually do that? I mean, are they just looking at news headlines or something?
It's much more sophisticated than that. LevelField's AI is constantly analyzing a massive amount of data, something like 30,000 documents per minute. This includes company filings, news articles, social media posts, basically anything that could provide clues about what's happening in the market. And they're not just looking for obvious events like earnings reports or product launches. They're also digging deeper, trying to find those subtle connections and patterns that might not be immediately apparent to a human analyst.
Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. Can you give us some real-world examples of how LevelField has actually helped investors make money?
Absolutely. Remember the short squeeze on Big Bear AI earlier this year? That's a great example.
The stock that went through the roof.
Yeah, LevelField's AI actually flagged that opportunity early on. It identified a series of government contracts awarded to Big Bear, which signaled a potential surge in demand for their products. And sure enough, the stock took off. Users who were alerted to this insight through the platform were in a great position to capitalize on that move.
So they were basically able to get in early before the rest of the market caught on.
No.
That's incredible. But it wasn't just a one-time lucky guess, right?
Right. It's about recognizing those underlying patterns and understanding how specific events tend to impact certain companies or sectors. Another example is from the start of the Russia-Ukraine war. LevelField picked up on some unusual activity, a sudden spike in dividend increases from fertilizer and coal companies around the world.
Okay, so what was going on there?
Well, if you think about the bigger picture, Russia's a major exporter of both natural gas, a key ingredient in fertilizer, and coal. The war disrupted those exports, leading to shortages and price increases. And that, in turn, benefited companies in other parts of the world who were able to step in and fill the gap. LevelField's AI was able to pick up on this trend early on, giving their users valuable insights into how the war was rippling through the global economy.
So it's not just about finding quick wins. It's about understanding those deeper economic trends and how they play out in the market.
That's fascinating. You know, a lot of people talk about the classic buy and hold strategy, just investing in index funds and holding them for the long term. But Andrew has some interesting thoughts on that, right?
Yeah, he does. Andrew argues that while buy and hold can work in theory, in reality, markets are much more volatile than they used to be. I mean, we've seen significant downturns in 2008, 2022, and it's really a matter of when, not if, the next black swan event will hit.
That's a good point, yeah. It feels like things are changing so rapidly these days.
Yeah, they are. And if you need to access your money, for things like college tuition or a down payment on a house, having it all tied up in long-term investments that could suddenly drop in value can be incredibly stressful. So LevelField kind of provides an alternative for investors who want to potentially mitigate that risk.
I see what you mean. So it's about being more agile and capitalizing on shorter-term opportunities rather than just riding the waves. Exactly. And this ties into LevelField's mission to democratize investing. I mean, for a long time, Wall Street firms have had access to powerful tools and data that most individual investors could only dream of. But LevelField is trying to level the playing field. by giving everyone access to those same kinds of insights, but at a fraction of the cost.
Right. So you don't need to be a hedge fund manager.
Right.
Or have millions of dollars to play the game. That's really empowering, isn't it? It's like giving everyone a seat at the table.
Yeah, it is. And Andrew's own background plays a big role in that. His experience in epidemiology taught him the importance of making complex data understandable and actionable. And that's exactly what he's trying to do with LevelFields, translating those AI-powered insights into something that anyone can use to make better investment decisions.
That's cool. You mentioned earlier that LevelFields analyzes all sorts of data, not just the obvious stuff. Can you give us an example of how that works in practice?
Sure. Let's talk about CEO departures. You often hear that when a CEO leaves a company, it's a bad sign, and that investors should sell. But LevelFields takes a more nuanced approach.
Okay, so it's not just a black and white situation.
Right. The impact of a CEO departure on stock price can actually depend on a number of factors: the company's size, its performance, the industry it's in, even the circumstances surrounding the departure. LevelField's AI takes all of those variables into account and analyzes them in historical context. It might find that in certain situations, a CEO leaving can actually be a good thing for the company. Maybe they were holding it back. Or a new leader with fresh ideas is coming in.
So it's like the AI is looking at the bigger picture, not just reacting to a single event.
Exactly. It's about seeing those subtle patterns and relationships that humans might miss. And that can lead to some surprising insights.
Interesting. Okay, so it sounds like AI can be a powerful tool for investors, but let's be realistic. It's not a magic bullet, right? You're not going to get rich quick just by plugging into an algorithm.
Definitely not. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions about AI in investing, that it's some kind of magic money printing machine. The reality is it's not. It requires human understanding and decision-making.
So it's not about handing over control to the robots.
Not at all. LevelFields is best thought of as a research and analysis tool. Think of it like having a team of expert analysts working around the clock to find those potential opportunities, but ultimately, it's still up to you, the investor, to decide which opportunities align with your goals and your risk tolerance.
Right. It's about using those AI-powered insights to inform your own decisions, not blindly following them. That makes a lot of sense. Now, Andrew had some pretty interesting predictions about the future of AI in finance. What did he see on the horizon?
What's really exciting is the potential for AI to become even more seamlessly integrated into our financial lives. Imagine having an AI co-pilot for research, helping you summarize those dense financial reports and mountains of data that can be so overwhelming. Or what about AI that can automatically rebalance your portfolio based on valuations and market trends, ensuring your investments stay aligned with your goals without you having to constantly monitor them?
Wow. It's like having a personal financial advisor and a robo-advisor all rolled into one.
Exactly. It could really free up a lot of time and mental energy, allowing us to focus on other things that are important to us. Andrew even suggested that increased efficiency through AI could potentially lead to shorter work weeks. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, now that's a future I can get behind. More free time and less stress about money. Who wouldn't want that? But it's not just about the practical benefits, is it? It's also about, changing our relationship with work and leisure, and having more freedom to pursue the things that really matter.
Absolutely. And that kind of brings us back to Andrew's own personal journey. He's always been driven by this quest for efficiency and work-life balance. And it's fascinating how that personal philosophy is woven into the fabric of LevelFields. And speaking of personal, he's even using the platform to teach his kids about investing.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Making it a family affair and getting the next generation comfortable with these concepts early on. Like you said earlier, democratizing investing and making it accessible to everyone, not just Wall Street insiders.
Exactly. It's about empowering people to take control of their financial future, no matter their age or experience level. So we've covered a lot of ground today. From Andrew's unique background to the inner workings of LevelFields, its potential impact on the future of finance, and even some real-world examples of how it's helping investors. What are your biggest takeaways from all this?
Honestly, the thing that stands out to me the most is the power of data-driven decision-making. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with information and opinions, it's easy to get swept away by emotion or FOMO. LevelFields seems to offer a way to cut through the noise and make more objective, informed choices.
I completely agree. Yeah, it's about moving away from those gut reactions and toward a more strategic, analytical approach to investing.
And what I find really encouraging is that AI is becoming increasingly accessible to everyday investors. Platforms like LevelField are leveling the playing field, giving everyone access to the same kinds of tools and insights that were once only available to the big institutions.
It really is a game changer. Knowledge is power. And in the world of investing, AI is making that power more accessible than ever before.
So the question is, with these tools becoming available, how will you use them to level up your investing game? Will you stick with traditional strategies, or are you ready to explore a new approach? If you're curious to learn more about LevelFields and the world of event-driven investing, be sure to check out Andrew's full interview on episode 287 of the About That Wallet podcast. You can find it on YouTube.